Hi everybody. After seeing that introduction, you might be thinking to yourself that I'm not very good at the Obi Ani spin, and you may be wondering why you should learn it from me. In answer to that, I will admit that while I'm not perfect at it, I do have the motions down. I noticed that in other YouTube videos, the instructions are kind of hard to follow. So the goal here is to teach you how to do the motions. With practice, you will become good at it. Clearly, I need more practice, but for now, I can show you exactly how to perform the Obi Ani spin. It's up to you to make it perfect. So, let's get to it. The two things you'll need to know in order to do this trick are the forward spin and the basic figure eight. If you don't already know these, you can check out my other videos. I go over how to do them. You can go check those out and then come back here when you're ready. To start the trick, you're going to perform a figure eight in front of you, but then move it to your side. Imagine there's an X drawn on your chest, and the center of your figure eight is crossing the point in the middle of the X. Now you're going to move the X to the side of you, maybe your shoulder or your waist, whatever you can visualize the easiest. And you're going to move the center of your figure eight to that point. Another way to think of it is that the sword will pass in front of you and behind you, instead of to the left of you and to the right of you. A key thing here is that when you're doing the figure eight, at this point you are actually doing a forward spin. However, it's kind of on its side. You're going to use that as you bring the sword behind you in the revised version of the figure eight. Now that you have that down, here's the real start to the Obi Ani. After completing a full figure eight, you're going, instead of bringing the sword back in front of you, you're going to bring it behind you. So kind of like a double. Here's the normal, and here's the Obi Ani. See, now I bring it in front, behind, and front, behind, behind. And that's where the Obi Ani comes in. So you're going to twist it behind. What helps is right after the forward spin, just put the sword behind your back, like literally behind your back. Forward spin and behind. Now the sword's behind your back. So the last thing to do is take it out. By doing that, you make sure your elbow's bent, your wrist is bent, and you simply pull it, as if you're drawing the sword from a sheath upside down out of your back. Then you're going to kind of scoop the sword. Some people might say that's wrong, but for now just bear with me. So as you bring it down, you're also going to point it towards the floor. So draw it out of its upside down sheath and then point it to the floor. Now the sword is here, and the next step is to simply unwind your hand until the sword is parallel to the floor, with the top of your hand pointing towards the ceiling. And this next part is the part that I think most people get confused on. It's the transition back into the figure eight. So you've pulled the sword out, and you have it parallel to the floor. Now you're going to twist your wrist to the right so that the blade is pointing to the ceiling. Okay, and then that's how you're going to go back into the figure eight, because right from here, you can do another forward spin and bring it behind your back again. So you pull the sword out, you have your blade parallel to the floor, you twist your wrist to the right, you do a forward spin, you bring it behind your back again. And that's the whole loop. If that was confusing, I'll go through the whole circuit again, really slow, so that you can try and follow along as I do it. I'm going to start with the figure eight. Now bring it behind your back. Pull it out, twist the sword, go back into a forward spin. So here's the actual Obi Ani. So as you can see, the figure 8 is really only used in the beginning to get you started. After that, you really don't need any more. It's just the forward spin and the loop behind your back to the front, forward spin, back, front, spin, and that's just the 3 things that keep happening over and over again. So I really hope that was easy to follow. And don't forget, it's going to take practice to make it look good and perfect, a stage that I am not at yet. But hopefully in time you will be. So good luck with the Obi Ani spin, guys. Sooner or later I'll be uploading a video on how to do it in your left hand. But until then, you can check out some of my other videos. I got some cool stuff on how to do all sorts of different kinds of spins. As a little bonus, you can also check out this website called myolascribblings.com. Hopefully a link will show up on the screen somewhere, or if not, in the description. It's a writing blog that me and my brother created. So be sure to check that out, because not only am I into swords, cats, and Legos, but writing as well. Until next time.